Hello and welcome back to Finding a Toria. We are a weekly TTRPG focused podcast, and today in the studio we are exhaling.
I'm back.
And you got Bird back. It's like you've been captured and we finally raised the ransom.
It's all because the sad part is I keep missing recording because I'm actually gaming.
Which I think is the point of the whole thing.
Which I think is not fair.
If you're at your table, you've actually won the mission.
I'm at 2 tables.
So that's good. So today we have nobody else here. There are no games being run.
3.
There's no merch being sold. There's
I'm not
no
certain
guests.
I know what to do with myself.
There's less peopling.
The denouement, the downslide, the recap episode of Thurs-Con 2026.
Woohoo.
Big woohoo, big celebration, big success.
It was awesome.
It was. And every part I remember of it was absolutely incredible.
I'll tell you what, by Sunday night when we got... Oh, okay, I have to tell this story, and people out there will appreciate this. You know the gummy bears that I took home?
Uh-huh. Tori always has gummy bears.
I always have gummy bears. I'm sorry for those who...
Haribo gummy bears,
yes.
if you'd ever like to send her some.
Or sponsor the show.
Anyways, I brought that bag of gummy bears home, and I looked at Chase, and I'm like, I'm going to hide this so you can't find it. I hid it so freaking well, I can't find it. I have turned the apartment upside down. It's not in my car. I don't know what I did with it.
So if you would like to be part of the next moving crew for Tori, the prize at the Rainbow is, can you find the gummy bears? I find them around the studio on Roselawn all the time.
I know.
Whether I want to or not.
I had to hit a gas station so I could go to work yesterday to get gummy bears because I couldn't find mine.
And she didn't twitch at all when she said that. Peter.
No, it was no joke.
Gummy bears
I had it.
Gummy bears.
The only way I could handle being in office.
So
I like my job. Don't get me wrong, but
the gummy bears were a have to have at Thurs-Con because we were gaming. And what else did you find that was absolutely vital, Arcadia? I'm going to turn to you, and we're going to break this down and do a little bit of a post mortem
for our audience. We should give a little.
What is Thurs-Con?
Thurs-Con?
www.wordleafmedia.com/Thurs-Con. That's THURS-Con. We'll give you, I don't know. Why don't you tell them what is Thurs-Con?
Thurs-Con's awesome.
Thurs-Con is Malcolm's brainchild. And we basically have a little convention of gaming all weekend long. We get people together, invite them over, and we put on our own little con. So that's Thurs-Con, with the idea being you'll never understand this, but you can find it at the website and try to understand it. We Thursday all weekend.
Thursday as a performative action.
Yes.
I wonder if people are worried about us right now listening. It's just like they don't sound well. We're at about 7% caffeination as a group right now.
Yeah.
We're kicking it early on a Site B studio here at Wordleaf Media headquarters. And we're talking about Thurs-Con. We're talking about our small amalgamation and effort to put together a gaming-focused weekend.
Why'd he make me try?
Caffeination. He just mentioned that.
I figure if we all try it, then at some point, like somebody will be like, okay, I kind of get that.
Thurs-Con. We gamed all weekend.
We gamed all weekend, and it's right now we have a very modest attendance number, and it's something
But it
that
went up
growing
in 2025.
It did. We're growing year over year. This was our second Thurs-Con. And I want to go across the table here and ask, and we talked about this. We had our little Wordleaf media meeting afterwards. But, Bird, what do you think really went well this year? I mean, we've got one other year to compare to, but do you think that there's anything that came off well that you would love to see it be kind of the same for those going forward because it worked out well for us?
I liked having on Sunday, honestly, I liked having the choice of which campaign to go.
Very cool.
That was
Very
really
cool.
nice, especially to wrap it up.
Got some more thoughts on that, but that was a good thing. Game choice, so that you can pivot, the pivoting ability. Arcadia, what did you think we did well in 2025?
Oh my goodness, so many things. I really liked the games that we got to go through, to be honest. Like, I mean, for those listening, I mean, we gamed all weekend long. We had like half-hour breaks in between sessions.
Where are you going? Sit back down. Why doesn't Joe have dice in his hand? What the hell's going on here? Next game.
And what I really liked about it is how easily we brought in people who don't normally sit at our table.
I loved that part.
We had first-time gamers. We had, people who had gamed but not gamed with us, not gamed in our campaign or our world. And, the whole idea with Thurs-Con is that it is something that people can replicate in their own, circles. And Wordleaf Media is going to start doing things to promote that and help people with that. But you get to have a group of people that are invited into your con, and maybe some of them are your table, but some of them aren't. And I thought we did such a great job of bringing people to the table that hadn't been there with us before.
That's all of the thunder that I had stolen. I think our best job this year was being on mission with the getting people to their table. Fantastic photo of you, Tori, and a young person.
Oh yes,
just
one of my favorite moments. I got to be honest, one of my favorite.
It was
moments.
One of my pause moments where I was like, okay, that's where it's about, because you had somebody who just had.
I loved it because you were like, he's rolling up a rogue. He needs help with stats, and I'm like, oh, come to me, child.
And it was one of those moments where you saw just somebody with interest, just a young person with interest that would probably have not tackled that task of rolling up the character and getting ready for game without that previous generation resource. And it was, to me, sort of a microcosm of A, the weekend, and B, what we say that we try to do. So
I just looked over and I don't know. I don't know that people really think of this in regards to gaming, because it's a game and it's like play.
It's
and
rules.
Whatever. But I looked over and it was like, what an amazing mentoring moment.
Sure.
And it was just really, really cool to see that knowledge being passed from one generation to the next generation.
Go ahead.
I was just explaining stats too. That was the best
no,
part.
I saw your eyes.
Yeah, I was like, you want this one to be your dump stat.
But it was.
But I had to get specific with him. That was the fun part.
Well, you can't jargon a newbie. You know?
I was like, okay. So, what do you want this guy to do?
Right. And that's what I loved about it, is that you were really digging in on not, using the terms like, well, the stat names or different things like that. But it was like, what do you want him to do? You're a rogue, but what kind of rogue do you want to be? Like, you were just asking such really great questions to get out of him his vision for that character. And a part of that I really enjoy is when you're doing a role-playing game, that's a part that you need to sit down and role play. And sometimes you can come to the table and really not have that vision for your character. And you might learn it as you go along or whatever, but having someone ask you those questions, dig out that information, can help you identify who is this character that you're going to play.
It's a lot of that reverse engineering thing too, that if you've not played the game, you've never taken a character through a certain progression. And so you don't know where they're going to end up or what they're going to be. To where if you've played a rogue before and you can ask a question to a new player, like, hey, show me a setting of what you want your character to be able to do. Well, on the skill tree that at level 4, they need to branch out over here and do those help-alongs for them, because a lot of people, and I think Jess spoke to this somewhat about our Star Wars TTRPG game, is that you're going in a little bit blind, not knowing what you need on a build when it is your first interaction with a world or a game. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, no, and that's the thing, is I love building. And that's one of my favorite things about his character creation, which is so dorky.
Well, I'm right there with you. I think it's sort of interesting too, because one of the hardest things for me in a new game is building a character, because you just don't know anything. But one of my most favorite things to do is build a character.
Yeah, I know.
And
I'm like, I'm just going to be this guy.
So let's. I think that there was a lot that went well. For me personally, I really enjoyed being able to I had a personal milestone of role playing with my oldest daughter.
Was awesome.
That was
So
incredible.
amazing.
And once again, the tenets that we hold to about being welcome at a table and having a space to role play and
I was
and
so
find the
glad she
benefits.
decided to jump in.
She had an amazing time. She can't wait to do more of it. What is from our critical eye? What would we believe? And that's not an eye that you roll and a 20 side comes up after you roll it, but a critical eye on what we could do better, or what didn't flow as smoothly in 2025 that maybe did in 2024, or just has not worked yet that we still need to refine a little bit. I'll start with you, Tori.
Well, I'm almost feeling like there could be, like with Chase when I had to leave because I had to go get all of his character stuff, but then realized it wasn't going to work when I could have just sat there and let him build out. But then we had all this other problems. So honestly, if we had had that information, he would have been set and I wouldn't have had to go home.
Right.
So I mean, I guess just making, hey, this character is going to have to be this level for this game.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
We talked about that because there was that information out there, but it wasn't, we discussed about how like communication needs to be identified as something to modify because people, it was like, okay, we put it out there, but people weren't getting it.
24, it seemed like the hub for Facebook and that little site that we did worked well. But it did not this year. And one of the things that I'll correct myself on in saying, hey, that was all out there. I put things like Seed Rot. I put things like HOTC. I never said, hey, this is your 5e character at this level.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We did. I thought at one, because I'm looking at the board over here and I'm like, we put level whatever. So maybe I'm wrong.
But
maybe we did
enough information so that people can do that prep, because I was also the stickler on the Facebook post that said bring your characters and be ready to roll. Well, that's all fine and good, but you need to be able to get that
the information.
We had to bump Chuck too.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. And I think, yeah, that was a big takeaway from us as like the organizational group to say, we need to identify what is the best route for communication.
And it would have helped Blake too.
Yeah. Oh,
Sure.
you want to talk about Blake.
Oh, he
my
was
gosh.
so cool.
Blake was so amazing at the table.
I'm not going to lie. Blake is my favorite baby gamer right now.
Right?
Because I've seen him come out of his shell at the other table too. And so watching him,
you can tell he's very indrawn, and yet he does come
until
he
he's
shines
not.
Until he's not. But then when he like plays, like smart player, like in the game doing what I don't know. And this kid, for listeners, this kid is new to gaming, has gamed a little bit before, but newish. And we had him making up at least 3 or 4 new characters.
3 because he bumped up Torin, which is his other character.
Right.
Yeah, chose a different character class for like each of those and played them beautifully. I mean, think about the number of mechanics that went at that kid. It was so cool. Very, very cool.
So one of the things that I think that we can agree upon is scheduling communication, giving participants maybe a clearer idea of what to expect there, and then we expounded on that idea a little bit. But I want to keep the turns going here. Arcadia, what did you find that we could have done better with that critical eye in Thurs-Con 2025?
What I would like to see, and I don't know that we could have done better because I think we did what we intended, but what I would like to see as growth for the con itself, because I want to see more newbies. I want to see more new people brought to the table next year, would be to run games that we are not invested in regularly at our table, so that bringing newbies in, one for the GMs, they're not trying to, how do I get this new player involved in the party? And they're not just sort of being thrown into this already existing game and already existing world, because the con has been kept pretty small to our group and only a little bit expanded. That wasn't horrible, but I want to see it grow. And so I think playing new games, we played a lot of D&D this year, But, bringing in the games that we've been talking about, the games we've been playing outside, Star Wars we've been playing, and Daggerheart, and we've wanted to play Call of Cthulhu, VTM, Shadowrun. That's what I'd really like to see is a little bit more variety and more like just one-shot type things.
Excellent. So once again, the great Thunder Stealer to my right here kind of hit my point as well, but I agree with that. And it kind of goes to the spirit of the con versus the spirit of the hyper gaming marathon weekend. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a difference between just having all your friends get together and game and then like trying to make it a con.
Exactly. And I think that we can pick a weekend, lock ourselves in a space and run our games as a table as much as we want to. But with the idea of con comes new games, new experiences. Why are people going to these places? To have new gaming experiences. What are your thoughts?
I'll GM a one-shot at Daggerheart for the kids next year.
Okay,
That's what we want. That's what we want.
That's all that we were doing was try to pry a commitment out of Tori. Write it down, 2026. But yeah, those sorts of things.
Like,
because
for the kids, I want to. I think that would be hilarious.
Bring them to the table.
Right.
Yes.
And
Daggerheart's a little bit easier for building wise because we've got and I can make them. Nope. Come on, give me more. Give me more.
Daggerheart is such a great entry role playing game because they've laid out that book. Character building is so easy. They've done such a good job with that.
So the other thing that I think that we could do, and that having a variety of games that are not smash our table games every single, is that people are going to not feel like they've got to be at the table for every session. They can come back out. They can do a little bit of merch shopping. They can do the retro lounge and the other features of the con. Walk around you know what I mean? It's that idea that you don't always have to be at a table with games. But I want to keep this conversation going. Maybe after a small break, we had a little bit of a post-mortem on 2025, and I'd like to have some future-looking, beyond the fact that Tori is definitely, without a doubt, GMing a Daggerheart game for children next year.
We will document this. We will play back the recording.
That's okay.
I have a quill and some blood if you'd like to sign something.
I am always the player. I am always the player.
We'll be right back after a quick break on Finding a Toria. Thank you for joining us for our post-Thurs-Con 2025 wrap-up, and we will be right back after these messages.
When you sit down at the table, open the books, and spill out the dice, you're looking for an epic adventure. Tabletop role-playing is more popular than ever, and every day new players join our great hobby. My name is Steve Kellums, and I'm the host of the Epic Adventure Podcast. I'm just a fan with a radio voice, but joining me on this quest will be Mike Howlett, the co-founder of Oddfish Games, a great independent game company, and Christina Stiso, a PhD student studying game-based learning. Together, we will discuss all things tabletop gaming, from character creation to world building to setting and pacing. We will give you tips and tricks to make your games, well, epic. Like and subscribe to the Epic Adventure Podcast today.
This episode of Finding a Toria is brought to you by Wordleaf Media. The Finding a Toria podcast is looking for guests for our upcoming episodes. Are you or someone you know passionate about the TTRPG community and have a story to share? If so, contact us on our socials or reach out at wordleafmedia.com/findingatoria. And now back to your program. Welcome back from the break on Finding a Toria. You are with Malcolm. You are with Arcadia and with Tori. We've got our three back in the studio today.
It feels good, man.
And
it does.
We're clearing the cobwebs. We're wiping away the fog, and we're talking about Thurs-Con 2025 that was this time last week, right? We're officially a week past it now. My blood pressure will tell you that we're almost normalizing. And our first section, guys, we did a little bit about what we liked, what we didn't like in 2025, but it's behind us, and you've got to learn to let go. So let's talk about Thurs-Con. Let's talk about Thurs-Con 2026. By the way, it's early. We're
Still not caffeinated.
We're
quite
roughly
right.
22.8%.
Oh, okay. 22.8. It's better than the 9.
We're coming around. My eyes uncrossed in the last segment.
Yeah, it was like the monster's gone. So we're somewhat. No, I'm good.
All right. So moving to.
You almost just had coffee going right into the mic.
Spit take.
We're going into 2026 full steam as an organization. Wordleaf Media, finding a Toria, trying to figure out what we will be doing with our con. And I think the first thing that we decided was, guys, jump in, correct me, a little bit too late this year.
Yeah.
We probably should have gotten it off in October.
Yeah.
Thurs-Con should be October.
Yeah.
And we can all agree to that for just obvious reasons. But give me one thing, each of you, if you would, that you searched and searched around at 2025 Thurs-Con, did not find, and would love to see. It could be a merch item, a food item, a menu thing, a game. What do you want added to our con next year?
I want more than one table running at once.
Disco.
Simultaneous table.
Disco. I'm there too, because I was like, I would have liked, and it wasn't really, they were watching movies and stuff out here, and everybody was at the table, and you had brought this up earlier that, you know, not everybody had to be at the table, but we
Right.
all were there.
Yeah.
Right. Because it felt obligatory because we were playing lore-based
Right.
groups. We
Right.
were, once again, we were back on all those things that we try to make
Back
sure
on our
everybody...
bullshit.
Yeah.
Obviously. We try to make sure everybody can be at table 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, we're offering this game at this time.
Right.
Do you want to do it? So
Yeah.
multiple tables at once.
Yeah, and I understand why it didn't happen this year. We had the space set up. We even had the schedule set up to run more than one table at a time. We had a couple of people who ended up not being able to come, so we had a smaller. I think if everybody that had originally been able to come had come, we would have had to have
We had
split
to,
up.
because would you guys agree that we were kind of at capacity for the tables that we ran?
Yeah. Yes.
I would not have wanted to
That was-
see 10 or 11.
No.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we ran 8, and I think anybody that got behind a screen could tell you that that was plenty to keep up with, especially with the newbies intermixed in.
I would really like, in that vein, and it doesn't have to be every time, but a more concentrated effort for the newbie table or the kid table.
Yep.
I think we should have a session 0 station.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's where you can go to get your blank. Yes. And then we just take turns
Yeah.
staffing that
Yeah.
station.
Yep, yep.
Or you pull in somebody and
Come
be like,
to me, my children.
Right.
You get
Yeah.
like our
Like, hey, you
scenario
want to learn
earlier.
about the game? Come on over, and I'm an expert. I've been playing for however long. Let me mentor you on this.
Right. Or you know what? I can't wait to run a bard. All right, Jess, come on over and show the build on the bard that you were. And I think that would, and then also figure out a little bit about the game that they're playing. Hey, okay, so you're making a Vampire the Masquerade character. In Vampire the Masquerade, you're going to do A, B, C, and D, and these things are going to be going on around you. And if you look and check facial expressions and they are...
Yeah,
then you
that's
can
not
go,
the game
"Hey,
for you."
You know what? We are also running a little light Daggerheart game in Faytown where the Fay things happen, and that's a little bit fun. So you get that session 0 where it's not... I'm sorry, I jumped in on this answer.
No, I like
but
it.
I think like a constant session 0 resource desk to go and get characters and get information
I
on
think
games.
that would be good.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I think it would also. We did rotate GMs. I think it would be cool to rotate GMs more, and I think we get that by doing the more one shot, the varied games, things like that. Because I really liked the contrast of playing with different GMs. You know, GMs run their games differently.
Definitely.
And it just back to the whole idea of the con being something a little bit different than the norm.
Than the table.
And so, you know, getting to go, hey, I'm going to play Jess's game, or hey, I'm going to play Tori's game, or hey, I'm going to play, you know, Malcolm's game, whichever. But getting to choose between that and bounce between was fun.
Agreed. Now, Tori, you did scream out disco when it sounded like Arcadia hit your point on the head. Is there anything else that you would like, just from a con standpoint? You're there all weekend. It could be something logistical, like we need really ran short on nose wipes this or whatever it might be. Is there anything that you're like, hey, if we're doing this again, I definitely want to have X?
I mean, there's not like, I like the merch.
Sure.
Shout out to our good friend
Yeah, JJ.
who does that.
Second year in the row, absolutely killed it with merch. But
I have so much of his stuff on my shelves now.
But what with that being there, would you like a broadening of? Would you like more branded? Would you like to see other things offered?
Maybe.
Should we raffle off a book?
Dice.
Dice.
There you go. There you go. Just throw a whole bunch of dice out there.
Yeah, we are all dice
Something
goblins.
that we have.
Oh my gosh, Blake is getting there. Blake is like, I got dice. I bought dice for myself. And I'm like,
There's one of the Dropout, I think it is, cast members that does and I think it's tongue in cheek, but they sit down and go, look, you don't need any more than one damn set of dice.
No, I've seen that shit.
yeah.
And he's like, I hate to tell you, and I hate to be the one. I'm going to catch all the smoke online. And I don't care. It doesn't roll any better than the other one. You're wasting your money. And I'm just sitting there twitching, going, if that man's home address is online, he's in danger. You know what I mean? Like the goblins will rise. They will form a mega goblin, and they will throw dice at that home.
So even outside of the dice goblin idea, when you are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you get to higher levels, yes, I do need more than one set of dice. When I'm rolling 66 or 4d12, or, like, I don't want to sit and roll that 4 times.
10d6.
Yeah, like give me a handful
10d6
of
that
dice.
You go to Shadowrun, you start messing with
You
your
need dice
pools. And so, yeah. So, to that guy. All right, let's keep it smart and keep it moving here. So you would
merch wise, dice would probably
be awesome.
Expanded merch.
Yeah.
Bring in the
Dice holders. Like,
Yes.
not little ones. Like, we had some really, really cool, like, that would hold a set of dice, but, like, either some of the larger decorative bags
Traveling
or, like, some of the
cases.
trays or something like that. Would
the
be super
trays would be
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
because I don't like my tray.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't like
I love my tray.
I don't like rolling on hard, slippery, there it goes off the table every time sort of things. And I never really have to worry about that because when I'm jamming, I've got my little confined area there. Okay, for me, if it was come around for me, and what I want to do in 26 next year would be a combination of both of what you said. I'd like to see the more games, the more DMs, maybe the breakaway from or the reduction of lore-based, Atoria-based campaigning.
I think it could still be in a Torian setting, but it just doesn't need to be like a
first gen and things that we've got on a timeline, because eventually we're going to add enough people to that first gen party that it breaks. None of you were here in 1994. The hell? Can't retcon all that. But I also think that there is space for us to do and I don't know what it is yet, so bear with me on this. I'd like us to be able to raise a few bucks for a good cause.
Oh,
when you've
that'd
got
be
a
cool.
bunch of like-minded people in there and say, hey, we're going to take X for donations, or you know what, 1/5 of merch is going to go to, and it's not going to be a huge thing, and then offer it out to the community to say, hey, if you support the episodes that come up about Thurs-Con, then we'll put. But I'd like to be able to legacy a little bit with the event. I think anytime that you have a large enough group of people in a community get together and do something, part of that effort is to leave a little bit behind, whether it goes into a fund so that the next year it's bigger and can include more people, whatever that is. I'd like to see the Thurs-Con give back.
That'd be awesome.
I'd love to see it go towards like the Atorian Table Project.
Sure.
You know, of trying to help other people find their tables. I know we've talked about that a little bit on the show, but you know, to the idea of going out to communities that, you know, maybe can't afford to have the rule books and the dice needed, or you know, multiple different games or things like that, and say, hey, like, we'd like to help you get up and running. We'd like to help you be able to have kids come to this table and play, and they don't have to have the money to bring their own stuff.
Time and resources.
Yeah.
Give me a laminated character sheet.
Right. Yeah.
And let's go.
We have had the, I would say, benefit for the last 2 years, the first 2 years of Thurs-Con, kind of keeping it limited to our table and adjacent folks. What are your thoughts initially? And I'm not going to hold anybody to anything like we're holding Tori to running dagger, because that's in granite now. What would your thoughts be on opening the con up to attendees, to offering a certain set amount of people to say, hey, come. We don't know you. We've never met you. Would you like to come to our convention, or do we feel safer with it being insulated in our own homies?
I like the idea of opening it up a little bit, but I know one of the things we've talked about with Thurs-Con in the past is that, the idea, yes, we want to grow the con in our own area, in our own group, but also we want to give people the opportunity to sort of do the same concept for themselves. Like we have talked about, like, hey, we want to give you the tools and resources you might need to throw your own Thurs-Con. And so I wouldn't want to lose sight of that in place of, like, say, just growing
hours.
The one.
So the franchising of the con, the ability to somewhat package the idea in the very small, because we found that it was not a huge financial effort. It was more a logistical one to have people have their own Thurs-Con experience instead of trying to attract them to ours.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want, I would like to grow ours, but I don't know that I want to focus just on that.
Gotcha. Tori, what do you think? Let them come or let them eat
Well,
cake?
both.
Let them come
I could
and eat
see,
cake.
God, I turned into a 12-year-old boy for about 6 seconds.
We had that problem last night at the
Caffeine
table, too.
percentage 34.8 rising.
There we go. I could see, like, maybe some of our new friends
Yeah.
running one shots.
Expand the circle out a little bit.
Just a little bit.
We get some experience and some other GM opportunities.
Especially if they're running some of those other games on a regular basis and know those systems.
So maybe invite
Come
some GMs in.
bring your knowledge to us. Exactly.
That sounds fantastic. I like it. What I think we can all agree on. Boy, I've used that term too many times. Is, you know what I think we can all agree on is that I shouldn't say that anymore.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Never doing one this early again. My ass kicked over here. Is it we are? 2026, there will be another Thurs-Con. If you had have asked me that question 6 days ago, I would have been like, hey, you got a 12% chance. But we are going to pull one off next year. I think that we should talk about it more as we get closer to it. And then I want to hear what people think. Are you doing... Our buddy JJ, who did the merch for Thurs-Con, has a little thing called Cabin Con, which is going to be a table games, not a TTRPG, but a games thing with their group. And I think there's a lot of people that kind of have these sorts of things. And I'd love to hear feedback, especially from those
What's your con?
Who've decided, hey, we did grow ours and this is how it worked. Or you know what, this is what we found when we were at your stage really screwed us up, or whatever those experiences are. We would love to hear that. We'd love to hear that on comments on our YouTube, because this will go up on Wordleaf Media's YouTube. We would love to hear from you at www.wordleafmedia.com/ or just slash.
It's just slash.
It's just slash.
It's a forward slash.
It's Axel and slash. That's all the band's ever been. So it's wordleafmedia.com/ finding a Tori, and you can find us on all of your podcatchers. Guys, good conversation, good con.
Yes.
Very good.
For sure.
Final thoughts, 2025 Thurs-Con. Go ahead. Arcadia?
I think we've, in this past year, lost a little bit of the shine of Thursday. We don't highlight it as much in our group.
We don't.
And I think we should take away from Thurs-Con that we want to Thursday.
The reverence of the verb of Thursdaying.
Yes.
I like it. Tori, final thoughts, 2025 Thurs-Con as you remember it.
It was tons of fun. And the one thing about cons, no matter how big they are, that's a lot of peopling.
A lot of people.
And so you end up at the end, no joke. And this happened with Gen Con too. Like you're burnt.
frazzled.
You're wiped.
You are
wiped.
burnt. But it's not bad.
No. It's just energy draining.
It's like, okay.
But I can tell you,
I was like, we can do this. I know it. Like, and by Sunday, it was like, yeah, we're just doing the one game.
and
all of us
somebody
looked
had
at each
told me
other.
that there was a con this weekend, I would have been like, no, there is.
No, there's not.
So I will say that there were no fires this year, and I appreciate that. That's probably a hallmark of a good good Thurs-Con is to not have a kitchen fire. The middle finger that's being pointed at me now is Arcadia's. It may have been the same figure that caused the fire at Thurs-Con 2024. We're not sure yet.
Trying to burn down the house.
But since there's still liability pending, we're not going to go deep into that.
Such an asshole.
Anyway, we're going to end this beautiful episode of wrapping up Thurs-Con 2025 at a solid 42.6% of caffeine fulfillment. So not bad, guys.
No, not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Coming up from 9% at the beginning.
That's right. This thing could have been a shit show the whole way through. Reach out to us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here with me today on an early episode of Finding a Toria. Tell them bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. This episode of Finding a Toria is brought to you by Wordleaf Media. Find us at wordleafmedia.com/findingatoria if you or anyone you know has stories or other good things to say about TTRPGs. Get a hold of us. You can find us on all the social medias.
This episode of Finding a Toria is brought to you by Wordleaf Media. Are you interested in sharing stories of your favorite TTRPG experiences? If so, reach out at www.wordleafmedia.com/contact us on our socials, or you can now leave a comment on your favorite Finding a Toria episode at our Wordleaf Media YouTube channel.